Hey, welcome to day 15 of February's fundraising. My name is DJ Chuang, and today's intro will be very short because my son is having a study group about chemistry with his friends. Yesterday, I had a conversation also with Wilson Wang, another associate of mine at Ambassador Network. It's really great to be working in a team context, and we had our annual board meeting yesterday, so we reviewed our agenda for the year, some of the key programs that we will be working on in building capacity for sustainability for this network so that we can be planting churches that are multiplying, missional, and multi-ethnic here locally in California, as well as regionally in Northern America and around the world. And so we're actually planning a trip overseas. So I hope to be telling you more about that as the plans are finalized. But today I want to share with you my conversation with Wilson Wang, who's currently working with Epic Movement, the Asian American ministry of Campus Crusade for Christ, now known as Cru, and how crucial it is to have a handoff from college campus ministry where many young people are being discipled and zealous for their faith, and to also have a church home as they enter into young adulthood and begin establishing families and continuing the cycles of how generations can pass along the faith to the next generation. That's what church planting is about. Here's Wilson Wang's conversation with. This is Wilson Wang, and you're involved in ministry. You've been part of Ambassador Church, and you're kind of connected into Ambassador Network. So tell us about your journey. How did you get connected in?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ray calls Ambassador Church an orphanage, and so all these different pastors have come through. For me, I grew up at a mega church, and I felt called to church plant, so I took his class, and he kind of just adopted me. We said we'd be here for 9 months. It's been 3 years. I think it's because we like each other, so it's been really good.
So what's God put on your heart?
Right now, one of the biggest things is Epic Ministry as well as Ambassador Young Adults. But for Epic, it was interesting because I walked into Cal State Fullerton wanting to start something new, but or actually I wanted to partner with someone, but the opportunity came up to do an Asian American branded campus crusade, and at first I was really against that because I'm big on multicultural ministries, but I learned that Cru wasn't reaching Asian Americans that well, and I saw it as just building a Jerusalem for my culture, and then at the same time not losing sight of moving out into Judea and Samaria. So we didn't have like an Asian American Jerusalem, and once we built that, we went from 1 to 50 in a year, but now we see Latinos and Caucasians come in also, and I think we're still driving into diversity, but we've built a Jerusalem for Asian Americans that wasn't there before, that connects them the fastest. So I'm excited about that. And then Ambassador Church, I love just kind of building that bridge between the campus ministry and bringing them into Ambassador Church and giving it youth and having a consistent influx of people come through. So,
why is just teaching the Bible not enough?
In general?
No, to reach the next generation and to reach
a
diversity of people. Isn't the Bible enough? Just Jesus and prayer?
I think,
what's going on?
I really feel like teaching is multifaceted, right? So there's the speaking of God's word, which is important, but then there's also modeling it and walking people through it in their life as they see you do it. And so I think especially in this generation, it's postmodern, so knowledge is important, but it's actually less important, I think, than people being attached to life on life. And if it was enough, then Jesus would have just taught crowds and walked away, but people were following him around, watching him, everything, eat, use the bathroom, sleep, just the whole life put together, travel, get blisters, be sick. If he was sick, I'm not sure, but
he was hungry.
He was hungry. So all those other things, I think, are theology.
He was tired.
Yeah.
He was thirsty.
He was thirsty. That's like all 6 symptoms. So, and then I think lastly, we know it, and then the community of God and living it out together, that's what brings it from knowing to being, right? So God really orchestrates our community and our life experience around His Word to have it be more than what we hear, but who we are. Yeah.
How has Ambassador Network been the most helpful to you as you
It's
develop
been
your
amazing.
personal mission and vision?
I think for me, I feel like the intern or the runner, even though people don't treat me that way, but everyone has more experience than I do. And in terms of church planting, I'm like not there. Whereas Phil right here, you know, he's in the forefront. So I learned from this guy, learned from Louis, who planted like 3 years ago, learned from Brian Chan, from DJ, and Dave Jung just planted. So I get to observe and, you know, watch them fall and pick themselves back up, and I don't help, I just watch. And so I think through all of those life lessons I'm learning, and also the friendships that are built. I think church planting is just so lonely, and just being there for each other, you know, has been really encouraging. Yeah. And then the resources that are drawn from each other, but also Pastor Ray and DJ are really connected, so we're able to network and to have the resources that we need.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I want to plant one church in my life personally, and then plant however many that God has for the church I plant. But I'm a Miriam and Barium pastor, so if God willing, I would love to plant a church 2014, and then just do that for the rest of my life. Go overseas and do missions, and move people in my church to learn how to do missions through their occupation. But yeah, in 5 years, I hope I'll have a stable church that embodies some of the vision God's given me, and with friends and family that I just love being with. Yeah.
Thank you, Wilson.
You're welcome.